Um, Hi everyone. I just wanted to go over some ideas that I had as a response to a video I saw from a friend of mine about dating. Yeah, a lot of people have started to feel that dating is disappearing in a way. Um, I don't actually like to think that it's disappearing. I just feel that it's not something people are that excited about anymore. But then again, you have to consider that it's not the same for straight people as it is for gay people. You have the whole idea that at the beginning, if gay guys wanted to date, they actually have to do it um, secluded, in a secluded way. And well, then as everything started progressing, it started becoming more available for them to actually have something close to a date. But it's not really the same thing. The problem is that I think that as everything started changing, you can see that now, especially now with all the information era, people really like using dating sites or using Facebook, for example, to find dates or people that they want to date. And it's kind of worrisome because it feels like they're killing the whole face-to-face interaction that there used to be. And well, I feel that that is part of what has led to the now, which, as I saw in the video that my friend was discussing with his own friend, a lot of people right now really don't like dating as much as they would like to call it hanging out, which to me is kind of insulting, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So right now what is going on with this whole thing of using the internet and using all of these dating sites to find a date is that a lot of people are just using this to get hookups, which to me is not really at all anything that you could consider dating. Then you have the whole thing of people just opting for having friends with benefits because it's more useful for them because of their schedule or whatever reason they have. And then you have that whole thing of saying, like, they try to date someone, but when they like someone, it's kind of confusing because they come to you and say, like, let's hang out. Okay, if I'm attracted to a person and this person comes to me and says, like, let's just hang out, it feels like they're saying, I like you, but I don't like you in that way. Because you hang out with your friends, you hang out with maybe your workmates, your classmates. If it's someone who you're really interested in, then you shouldn't really call it a hangout because a hangout kind of takes off the seriousness from it. And I personally kind of feel rejected. Call me old-fashioned if you want, but I kind of feel like it's their way of saying that they're not really interested in that way. And it's kind of confusing because if they're telling you that they want to hang out and they're just calling it that, and then they try to make it sound like it was something more, and then you're like, well, you said we were going to hang out. It wasn't really a date. Because there are other ground rules for dating, you know. Like, if it's a real date and you've said it, then there are some things that you need to follow. But, I don't know, the whole thing of calling it hanging out is just not acceptable to me. If you say you're hanging out with me, then I'll just probably be there in shorts and just one of my regular t-shirts and just think that we're there to relax. So if then you want it to turn into something else, I'll be like, well, I wasn't ready for this because I thought we were just going to chill or something. I don't know, it's very strange, but then again, the whole thing of finding a date or a relationship right now is really strange. I've seen so many people lately who opt for the idea of having a distance relationship, and sometimes it's kind of ridiculous if you ask me, because they're trying to say that they have a distance relationship with, say, someone they met on Facebook, and maybe this person lives on the other side of the ocean or hell, on the other side of the continent. So it kind of feels like people are not that interested in the seriousness and directness of actually having the interaction of a relationship, of a plausible, like, face-to-face relationship. And it kind of depresses me to think that it's getting to that, because then what? Are we going to need a distance or like an electronic device to actually manage to keep a relationship going? I don't think that's good. And I don't know. I feel like we should get back to that whole interaction of just like asking people, saying like, "Hey, I like you. Would you like to go out with me? I don't know, have some coffee, dinner, depending on how serious you're about it." But don't say like, "Hey, let's hang out," or send them a Facebook invite and then say over Facebook like, "Hi, I think you're hot," and then when you're in person talking to that person, you can't say it. It almost feels like the whole ability to communicate with other human beings is kind of dying, and I don't know. I don't like that idea. Uh, so hopefully I didn't ramble too much, and I meant to have a poem or something like I did with my previous video, but I've kind of been going through writer's block, so maybe I'll have a poem for a future video or something. So I don't know. Let me know what you think.